Welcome back, treasure hunters. Today's journey dives deep into the heart of American history as we uncover the top 3 most valuable presidential coins ever struck in the United States. These aren't just coins, they're legendary artifacts, rare masterpieces hiding mind-blowing fortunes. From minting miracles to million-dollar mysteries, each presidential coin you're about to see carries a story powerful enough to change your future. So tighten your grip, open your eyes wide, and get ready. Now start with first presidential George Washington coin. The world of USA presidential George Washington $1 coins is far more thrilling than most collectors expect. These iconic coins, representing the years 1789 to 1797, were created not only to honor the first president of the United States, but also to ignite a new era of collectible golden-colored dollars. While many people treated these coins as ordinary pocket change, hidden among them are rare, astonishing varieties and minting mistakes that transformed simple tokens into powerful treasures in the right conditions. These special coins command staggering interest from collectors worldwide who crave anything connected to America's revolutionary beginning. From the moment the George Washington presidential dollar was released, collectors realized that something unique had arrived. Although the coin itself is from a modern series, certain versions carry shocking levels of rarity. For example, some coins were printed without essential edge lettering, such as "In God We Trust," "E Pluribus Unum," or the Day-10 error that occurred only for a limited production window. These rare pieces became celebrities in the numismatic world and remain among the most hunted items in the entire presidential dollar series. Their fame grew because collectors saw them as literal accidents of history, mistakes that slipped into circulation like hidden secrets waiting to be discovered. What makes these coins truly priceless is not just their design, but the story they tell. Each George Washington dollar carries the weight of nearly 2.5 centuries of American history, the birth of a nation, the struggles of independence, and the foundation of democracy. When a rare variety surfaces, it feels as though the past is speaking through a golden lens, reminding collectors that even modern coins can explode in value when scarcity and historical symbolism collide. These powerful emotional connections often cause auction prices to rise beyond imagination, as buyers fight to own a physical piece of Washington's legacy. Some of the rarest presidential dollars are those struck with misaligned dies, double-edged lettering, partial edge inscriptions, or off-metal planchettes. These errors are incredibly difficult to find because most were caught and destroyed during mint inspections. But a handful slipped into the public's hands, making them incredibly valuable. When collectors discover one, the moment feels like hitting a treasure chest because these coins do not simply represent money, they represent miracles, appearing randomly in circulation like golden fireworks in the palm of your hand. Another major factor behind skyrocketing prices is condition. A perfectly preserved coin, untouched by time and still glowing with its original mint brilliance, can attract jaw-dropping bids from investors. Collectors know that the George Washington presidential dollar marks the very beginning of an iconic multi-year coin program. The earliest presidential coins always attract the highest demand, especially in premium grades or ultra-rare minting variations. Because the Washington dollar sits at the top of the series, any rare or pristine version becomes instantly desirable, turning ordinary people into lucky owners of high-value collectibles. The excitement does not stop with collectors alone. Investors, gold enthusiasts, and history lovers are all drawn to the George Washington dollar because it blends artistry, political history, minting technology, and financial potential into one powerful package. Some versions of this coin have been known to trigger bidding wars and auctions because buyers see them as long-term wealth pieces, tiny golden discs capable of holding massive value. It is this unpredictable, high-stakes energy that keeps the presidential dollar market burning like a supernova. More importantly, these coins remind people that fortune often hides in unexpected places: wallets, drawers, old jars, forgotten boxes, and random change from daily life. Stories regularly circulate about collectors finding rare presidential dollars in ordinary circulation, discovering error coins worth far more than face value. These tales fuel global excitement, pushing more people to search, learn, and chase the dream of stumbling upon a hidden masterpiece. The idea that a single coin could transform someone's financial future makes the George Washington series one of the most electrifying in modern numismatics. In the end, the George Washington Presidential $1 coin stands as a shining symbol of America's heritage and a thrilling frontier for collectors. Whether it's a missing each lettering error, a rare minting flaw, or an unusually sharp uncirculated strike, each valuable piece carries the potential to ignite excitement. In rare cases, deliver unbelievable financial rewards. For anyone who owns one of these coins, the message is simple: never underestimate what may appear to be ordinary. Inside your hand may lie a treasure with the power to change your life. Now turn the second presidential John Adams coin. The John Adams $1 coins were minted to commemorate the years of his presidency, 1797 to 1801, and although the coins themselves were struck centuries later, they carry the powerful presence of the era they represent. Every curve, inscription, and engraving on these coins is designed to echo the courage, intellect, and fire of John Adams, a man whose decisions shaped the nation's earliest laws and diplomatic structure. Holding one of these coins feels like holding a piece of the nation's founding. Heartbeat. What makes these coins especially captivating is the blend of historical respect and striking design. The bold portrait of John Adams on the obverse radiates confidence and determination. The reverse, featuring the Statue of Liberty, symbolizes America's promise, hope, and unshakable identity. Together, they create a coin that is not only visually impressive, but emotionally powerful, resonating with collectors who crave stories buried beneath the surface. But beyond their beauty lies the true magnetism of these coins, their rarity, and the extraordinary values certain versions can command. While millions were minted for general use, a fraction of these coins escaped the predictable life of circulation and entered a realm of numismatic mystery. These rare variants are the ones that collectors whisper about, the ones that auction rooms erupt over, and the ones that have been known to turn ordinary individuals into overnight legends. Some of the rarest examples include error strikes coins, where something unusual happened during the minting process. A missing edge lettering error, for example, transformed an ordinary John Adams dollar into an object of obsession among elite collectors. These errors weren't meant to exist, yet somehow they slipped through the unforgiving machinery and emerged into the world as accidental masterpieces. Each one a unique fingerprint in the world of presidential coins. Another category of high value. John Adams coins includes the ultra-high-grade specimens preserved in pristine condition. These are the coins that have never tasted the dust of a pocket, never rubbed against another coin, never been handled by careless hands. Their surfaces shine like liquid gold, untouched and unmarred, elevating them into a top tier where values can skyrocket beyond imagination. Collectors understand that condition is everything. A single flawless coin can overshadow thousands of ordinary ones, commanding prices that defy logic. The rarest, cleanest, sharpest John Adams presidential dollars are sought after like relics of a forgotten empire. Some have changed hands quietly, privately, in deals worth thousands and, in a few astonishing cases, certain extremely rare combinations of errors and flawless conditions have pushed speculative estimates into the realm of millions. This is where the story becomes thrilling. Imagine discovering a coin that was sitting unnoticed in a drawer for years. A coin that the world forgot, but one that holds the potential to alter your life's trajectory. Many people dismiss their old US dollar coins as pocket change, never realizing that one of those glittering rounds might be the key to unimaginable wealth. The excitement lies not in fantasy, but in the real stories of individuals who uncovered rare treasures purely by chance. The John Adams series is particularly exciting because of how many unusual minting varieties exist. From double-struck errors to misalignment anomalies, from missing inscriptions to die rotation oddities. Each category represents a new universe of rarity. Some collectors specialize entirely in these presidential series errors, hunting them like treasure hunters seeking lost gems. Buried beneath the waves of time, another powerful draw of these coins is the deep historical narrative they embody. John Adams was not just a president, he was a diplomat, a thinker, a writer, and one of the architects behind the foundation of the United States. The Presidential Dollar Series immortalizes these leaders in a way that connects past and present, giving modern collectors a direct link to the ideas, struggles, and victories that shaped American independence. Many collectors describe the thrill of owning a John Adams dollar as something beyond financial value. It is the emotional satisfaction of owning a glimmering artifact that whispers stories of revolution, leadership, and the early days of the Republic. These coins inspire pride, fascination, and a sense of connection to something larger than the metal in your hand. But make no mistake, financial value also plays a massive role. Certain rare John Adams coins are known to create shockwaves when they appear in major auctions. Collectors with deep pockets compete fiercely, pushing prices into record-breaking territory. When two passionate bidders battle over a coin, the value can surge dramatically, sometimes into 6- or 7-figure domains. These bidding wars have become legendary in collecting circles. Even more breathtaking are the stories of coins that were never supposed to. Stacked pieces, experimental strikes, or unapproved variations that occasionally surface like ghosts of the minting world. These coins are the ultimate prizes, the kind that could indeed be worth millions because they blend rarity, mystery, and historical importance in one irresistible combination. What makes the John Adams Dollar Series even more electrifying is the growing global demand. Collectors from Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and South America all pursue these coins with the same intensity as American enthusiasts. This international interest expands the buyer pool and intensifies competition, driving values higher every year in many cases. Coin collectors are not merely hobbyists, they are investors seeking high-potential numismatic assets. Rare air coins, flawless mint state specimens, and limited production varieties are often treated like gold, real estate, or rare artwork. The John Adams coin series fits this investment mentality perfectly. Offering both historical significance and rarity, the design of the coin itself adds irresistible allure. The bold lettering, the elegant curve of John Adams' portrait, the shimmering golden finish, and the iconic presence of the Statue of Liberty create a coin that stands out instantly. Even someone with no knowledge of coins feels its charm the moment it catches the light. Its aesthetic appeal alone makes it a favorite among collectors. What truly elevates these coins into the realm of mythology is the belief that the rarest among them remain undiscovered, somewhere in a forgotten box, hidden in a collection inherited from a grandparent, or resting silently in a neglected coin jar. There might be a rare John Adams dollar waiting to come into the world and shock collectors with unimaginable value. That possibility creates a spark of hope in every treasure hunter's heart. The Presidential Dollar Series continues to influence the world of collecting even today, although many people assume newer coins cannot achieve high values. The truth is that rarity is not bound by age, is bound by uniqueness. A single unusual minting event, a handful of errors, Or, a small batch of exceptionally well-preserved coins can create values beyond predictions. This is why every John Adams dollar deserves attention. For those who own these coins, one thing is certain: they should never be dismissed as ordinary currency. The right specimen could be a numismatic bombshell waiting to explode in value. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts all understand that these coins are more than money. They are artifacts of American legacy, potential financial miracles, and mesmerizing symbols of presidential history. So if you have a presidential John Adams $1 coin in your possession, treasure it, protect it, examine it carefully. Because somewhere among these glittering pieces lies the possibility of life-changing wealth. These coins remind us that history is alive, that fortune favors the curious, and that sometimes the smallest item in your drawer can hold the power to rewrite your destiny forever. As the fascination around the presidential John Adams dollar continues to rise, collectors are beginning to view these coins as something far beyond ordinary American currency. They have become cultural symbols, fragments of a nation's legacy wrapped in golden brilliance. To some, these coins feel like miniature monuments, built not of stone or marble, but of metal infused with history, crafted to remind future generations of the extraordinary men who shaped the early United States. The allure of the John Adams dollar grows stronger when you understand the story behind its creation, designed as part of the long-running presidential dollar program. These coins were minted to educate the public, spark patriotic pride, and honor the nation's founders. Yet, no one could have predicted that some of these coins, especially those struck with rare errors, would one day create a frenzy among collectors, eager to capture a piece of presidential immortality. Many coin experts often say that the value of a rare coin is determined not by what it is, but by the story it carries. The John Adams dollar is a perfect example. Every time someone holds one, they are holding a memory of America's early diplomatic battles, constitutional debates, and revolutionary ideals. It is this connection to the origins of freedom that transforms the coin from a simple collectible into a treasured artifact with spiritual weight. Hidden within the folds of this powerful narrative are small mystery, subtle variations in strike quality, unusual metallic tones, or slight deviations in edge inscriptions. These tiny details can elevate a coin's value exponentially. The eagle-eyed collector knows that even the faintest trace of an unexpected flaw can be the signal of a jackpot find. This suspense makes each examination feel like a detective's investigation. What fuels the excitement further is the unpredictability of numismatic markets. Today's ordinary coin can become tomorrow's million-dollar masterpiece if new research uncovers an overlooked rarity. The John Adams dollar series has already experienced such surprises, with coins that went unnoticed for years suddenly exploding in value due to newly discovered minting anomalies. This element of discovery keeps collectors on their toes. Even seasoned collectors admit that the presidential dollar series, especially the John Adams issues, holds one of the richest ecosystems of error varieties among modern U.S. coins. The now famous missing edge lettering flaw opened the door to widespread interest in edge-related errors. Since then, other strange variations have surfaced, each one generating shockwaves of excitement in numismatic circles and propelling the John Adams dollar into legendary status. There is something undeniably magnetic about the combination of historical prestige and accidental rarity. When a coin carries both, it becomes irresistible. The John Adams dollar possesses this fusion perfectly, making it one of the most compelling modern coins ever released. The mix of presidential honor and unexpected minting surprises essentially guarantees its place in the upper ranks of collectible American currency. The dramatic rise in the popularity of these coins has created a new wave of collectors, people who never thought about numismatics before, but who were drawn in by the possibility of treasure hidden in plain sight. The idea that an overlooked coin in your home could be worth a staggering sum is a dream that crosses age, background, and borders. This universal appeal makes the John Adams Dollar series one of the most accessible entry points into coin collecting. Some families have even turned coin hunting into a shared hobby. Stories circulate of grandparents teaching children how to examine the edges of coins, how to identify mint marks, and how to understand the difference between a normal strike and an error strike. For these families, the John Adams dollar becomes a symbol of bonding where every coin examined brings excitement. Every discovery becomes a memory, and every collection becomes a legacy. As interest rises, so does the mystique of ungraded coins. Many collectors believe that hidden treasures still exist in circulation coins that were never inspected by professionals, never certified, never given a grade. These raw coins, untouched by evaluation, hold limitless potential. People dream of finding the next MS-70 or a previously unknown error that could shock the coin world and ignite a bidding war. The role of coin grading agencies also contributes to the rising prestige of the John Adams dollar. When a rare air coin receives a high grade from a respected authority, its value can skyrocket overnight. These sealed holders with certification details become trophies, symbols of authenticity and rarity that collectors proudly display like prized artwork. But the hunt for rare John Adams dollars is not purely an investment chase. It is a journey filled with emotion. The sense of suspense while searching, the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of research, and the pride of ownership combine to create an experience that money alone cannot replicate. Collecting becomes a passion, a ritual, a kind of treasure hunting that awakens the childlike curiosity within us all. The financial potential of these coins is undeniable. In some cases, rare versions of the John Adams dollar have already reached eye-watering prices. And although not every coin will reach such extremes, the possibility alone is enough to keep collectors engaged. When even a simple golden dollar could be worth thousands or more, you begin to understand why this series has captivated so many. What makes this coin especially intriguing is its duality. It is both modern and ancient in spirit. Although minted in recent times, its historical weight drags the mind back to the late 1700s, to the age of powdered wigs, quill pens, and the dawn of American independence. This contrast creates a timeless charm that few modern coins can match. Collectors often say that the John Adams dollar speaks to them. It is not just metal. It's a narrative carved into a golden circle. The sharp expression on Adams' face, the bold lettering, and the shimmering metallic hue all contribute to a sense of grandeur. Even someone unfamiliar with American history can sense the importance radiating from the coin. The global recognition of these coins has expanded the competition for rare pieces, pushing demand far beyond U.S. borders. International collectors, drawn by the historical symbolism and numismatic potential, have entered the market with impressive enthusiasm. This worldwide attention means that the rarest John Adams dollars may soon become even more valuable than current estimates suggest. Even museums and private institutions have expressed interest in rare presidential coins, understanding their historical relevance. When institutions become buyers, the value of rare coins tends to rise significantly. Their involvement increases legitimacy, visibility, and market confidence, all of which amplify the prestige of the John Adams series. A powerful reason these coins continue to rise in status is their limited future availability. The more collectors acquire and preserve them, the fewer remain in circulation. This scarcity intensifies the hunt and increases the potential that a rare specimen found today may become exponentially more valuable in the future. Rarity, after all, is a force that grows stronger with time. Through all these factors, historical weight, rarity, design, demand, and mystery, the John Adams presidential dollars have secured their place as icons in the modern coin world. They are proof that greatness can emerge from the smallest objects, and that even a coin worth $1 at release can rise to legendary status if fate and history intertwine. So the next time a John Adams dollar passes through your hands, pause for a moment. Study its edges, observe its gleaming surface, and imagine the secrets it may hold. Because in that subtle shimmer lies the possibility of a story waiting to be told, a value waiting to be discovered, and a fortune waiting to be unlocked. One coin, one moment, one discovery away from changing someone's life forever. Now turn the third presidential coin. The story of the Ulysses S. Grant. Presidential coins is a thrilling journey into the world of American history and rare numismatics, where a small piece of metal can carry the weight of centuries and the worth of a lifetime fortune. Although the original 1869 to 1877 era did not produce modern-style presidential dollar coins, collectors have assigned extraordinary value to special commemorative strikes, pattern pieces, private mint productions, and ultra-rare tokens honoring President Grant. These pieces, created during and after his presidency, became symbols of a nation rebuilding itself after the Civil War and stepping into a new financial age. Their rarity, condition, and historical significance have turned them into treasures that collectors chase with unstoppable passion. Many of the most valuable Grant-era coins were produced in extremely limited numbers, sometimes only a handful ever leaving the mint, because photography and record-keeping were not as precise in the late 1800s. Many pieces were forgotten in vaults, lost in bank collections, or tucked away in private safes for generations. When one resurfaces today, the discovery sends shockwaves through the entire coin-collecting world, creating bidding wars so intense that million-dollar price tags become almost normal. These rare presidential pieces stand as survivors of a turbulent era, carrying scars, shine, and stories that no modern coin could ever replicate. Collectors are especially drawn to Ulysses Grant because he is more than a president. He is a national legend. As the Union general who won the Civil War, his name carries historical gravity, and coins bearing his image or honoring his presidency instantly command respect. A rare Grant-era $1 token or pattern strike can attract museums, investors, historians, and private collectors alike, each hoping to secure a piece of America's Reconstruction-era heritage. With each passing year, these coins drift further into legend, becoming symbols of perseverance and triumph. Some private mint strikes from the Grant presidency were created using experimental metals, unusual dyes, and secret techniques reserved for influential financiers of the time. These pieces were never meant for general circulation, making them far rarer than standard U.S. currency. When an experimental Grant dollar appears on the market, even experts struggle to determine its true value because no two specimens are exactly alike. Each coin is a mystery, a puzzle, and a historical artifact, all in one. There are also unofficial commemorative pieces made during the 1800s that look like coins, feel like coins, and have become just as valuable as actual currency. These items often produced for political rallies, inauguration events, or military reunions became prized collectibles over time. Their vintage craftsmanship, sharp engravings, and old-world metalwork set them apart from modern commemorative coins, making them stunning works of art. When preserved in near-perfect condition, these presidential relics can fetch astronomical prices. What makes Grant-era $1 pieces even more desirable is their scarcity in pristine condition. Most surviving pieces show signs of wear because they were handled as souvenirs by the people who lived through Reconstruction. Finding one with crisp details, a smooth surface, and original luster is like unearthing a buried treasure. Collectors say that a mint-state Grant coin doesn't just shine, it glows with history, charisma, and power. Investors now view these Rare presidential coins as a fusion of art, history, and financial opportunity. Their values do not simply rise, they leap. In private auctions, wealthy bidders push prices to heights that seem unbelievable to ordinary people. A coin once handed out at a political event in the 1870s might now be worth enough to buy a luxury home. The explosive demand for rare Ulysses S. Grant items has transformed these coins into symbols of wealth and status. One of the most fascinating aspects of Grant-era coins is their link to America's ambitious spirit. The late 1800s was a period of rapid growth, railroads, new industries, and national healing. Owning a rare Grant coin is like holding a moment of reconstruction in your hand, a reminder that great nations rise from the ashes with determination and unity. Collectors often say that these coins radiate the energy of a nation rebuilding itself. Because so few authentic pieces survive today, each discovery feels like a miracle. Imagine opening an old wooden chest in your grandparents' house and finding a forgotten Grant presidential token tucked inside a dusty envelope. The thrill of such a discovery is overwhelming, heart-pounding, hands shaking, mind racing as you realize you might be holding an object worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. Stories of such finds only fuel the frenzy among collectors. Another reason these coins skyrocket in value is the emotional impact they carry. Ulysses Grant represents bravery, leadership, and sacrifice qualities that resonate deeply with the American spirit. A rare Grant coin is more than a collectible. It is a tribute to the man who helped reunify the nation. This emotional connection amplifies the passion of collectors and pushes values higher every year. Many rare, neat century tokens feature artistic portraits of Grant with incredible, detailed, deeply carved hair strands, strong facial features, and symbolic imagery highlighting victory and unity. The craftsmanship behind these early pieces is extraordinary, far surpassing the mass-produced coins of later years. Because artistry directly influences collectability, these early Grant pieces often outperform even modern gold coins in value. Some Grant commemorative dollars were made in precious metals like silver, gold, and even platinum, although in extremely limited quantities. These precious metal variants are the crown jewels of any collection. The combination of rare metal, historical importance, and limited production creates a perfect storm of value, even in worn condition. These pieces command premium prices. Auction houses often describe Grant presidential relics as once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, emphasizing that many of these coins appear only once every several decades. When they surface, collectors and investors flock to bid instantly, knowing that missing such a chance could mean waiting an entire lifetime. The anticipation surrounding these auctions is electrifying, with experts predicting prices but rarely guessing the final result correctly. As time passes, the number of authentic Grant-era coins continues to shrink. Damage, loss, theft, and improper storage have destroyed countless pieces over the years. This shrinking supply ensures that values will keep rising, making these coins not only historically valuable, but financially powerful. Owning a rare Grant dollar today is like owning a mini time capsule worth its weight in gold. Some collectors believe that the value of Grant-related coins will eventually reach levels seen only in legendary numismatic pieces, the kind that sell for multi-million-dollar record prices. With global interest in American history rising, international buyers have entered the market, pushing demand even higher. As long as collectors crave rarity and authenticity, Grant-era treasures will remain among the most sought after. One of the most fascinating elements of collecting Grant-era coins is the element of mystery. There are still unknown varieties, undocumented pieces, and lost patterns rumored to exist in private vaults or old estates. Every new discovery challenges experts and expands the story of these historic coins. This sense of adventure adds excitement and romance to the hunt. For owners of old U.S. coins, especially those dating to the 1800s, 'tis crucial not to assume that any presidential piece is worthless. Even golden-hued tokens, silver medallions, or odd dollar designs from that era may hold immense value. Many people mistakenly sell rare items for just a few dollars, never realizing that the piece could have funded their dreams. This is why collectors insist, never spend an old coin without checking its rarity first. The dramatic rise of the rare coin market has turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires. Families have discovered ancient presidential pieces in dusty boxes, only to learn that they are holding a fortune. Dealers share stories of sellers fainting, crying, or celebrating when they learn the true value of what they thought was just an old trinket. These real-life transformations give Grant coins a legendary status. Ulysses S. Grant's name alone carries authority. But when paired with authentic 19th-century craftsmanship, precious metals, and extreme rarity, it creates a numismatic masterpiece. These coins are more than collectibles. They are living reminders of an era that shaped America's destiny. They tell stories of victory, leadership, unity, and determination. So if you own a Ulysses Grant-related piece, treat it like treasure, because it might be one. These extraordinary relics continue to rise in value, spark fierce bidding wars, and elevate ordinary collectors into legends of the coin world. In the realm of rare presidential dollars, Grant's name stands tall, commanding respect, admiration, and breathtaking fortune. Your coin might not just change your life, could rewrite your destiny forever. The mystique of Ulysses S. Grant collectibles grows every year. Fueled by the simple fact that these pieces were never mass-produced and never intended for everyday circulation. They were crafted with purpose, to honor a war hero, celebrate a presidential moment, or capture the spirit of a rebuilding nation. That intention gives them a presence that modern coins simply cannot replicate. When held in the palm of your hand, a Grant piece feels alive, almost as if it's whispering the stories of soldiers, statesmen, and the citizens who lived through one of America's most turbulent eras. In many cases, these rare coins traveled through generations quietly, passed down as keepsakes rather than investments. A grandfather might have carried one as a good luck charm, or a great-grandmother might have stored one in a small jewelry box, unaware of the treasure she was protecting. With each generation, the history grew richer, the mystery deepened, and the value climbed to extraordinary heights. Today, these pieces serve as bridges between family heritage and national history. The artistry found in Grant medals and tokens is so striking that collectors often describe them as miniature sculptures. Each line of Grant's face, each patriotic emblem, and each historical symbol was hand-engraved by skilled craftsmen who poured their pride and talent into every detail. This craftsmanship is what transforms these pieces into timeless masterpieces, objects that are not only valuable to collectors, but inspiring to anyone who appreciates beauty and history intertwined. Serious collectors know that rarity alone is not enough to create million-dollar values. The combination of rarity and historical impact. That's why Grant pieces dominate auctions. They represent one of the most defining chapters in U.S. history, the aftermath of the Civil War, the dawn of Reconstruction, and the rise of a leader whose decisions shaped the future of the nation. Every coin tied to this era becomes a symbolic reflection of national strength and resilience. Another aspect that intensifies their worth is the secrecy surrounding many of these pieces. Some were produced in extremely small batches for political allies or wealthy donors. Others were struck as patterns experimental trials that never went into full production. A few were made by private engravers working independently during Grant's presidency. This blend of mystery and variety creates an almost magical aura, making each coin feel like a one-of-a-kind discovery. As collectors search the world for undiscovered treasures, many turn to estate auctions, antique shops, and old family trunks in hopes of finding these rare presidential gems. There are documented cases of individuals purchasing old boxes from storage auctions for just a few dollars, only to uncover a Grand Tira commemorative piece worth thousands. These thrilling stories keep the hunt alive and inspire new generations to explore the world of rare coins. The investment potential of Grant presidential relics cannot be overstated. Over the last few decades, their values have seen dramatic spikes, sometimes doubling or tripling within short periods. Investors flock to these coins not just because of their history, but because of their proven track record of appreciating value. A rare Grant token acquired today could be worth exponentially more in the future, especially as supplies diminish. Museums have also played a major role in elevating the prestige of Grand Tira coins. Exhibits showcasing early presidential numismatics always attract massive crowds, and Grant pieces often become the centerpiece of these displays. Their visual appeal and historical gravity captivate visitors, sparking curiosity and deepening appreciation for America's past. When museums publicly spotlight these items, the demand and value rise even further. Among collectors, owning a high-grade Grant-related coin is considered a badge of honor. It signals not only wealth, but refined taste and historical awareness. These pieces are conversation starters, the kind that spark admiration and curiosity when displayed in a collection. Some collectors even build entire portfolios centered around the Grant era, devoted to gathering every known variety, a task so difficult that it now elevates them into elite status within the numismatic community. The emotional connection people feel toward Ulysses S. Grant adds an invisible but powerful layer of value. His life story, humble beginnings, military triumphs, leadership through national recovery, makes him a figure of admiration. Owning a coin connected to him feels like owning a piece of that heroic legacy. For many collectors, emotional worth is just as important as the monetary value. Some Grand Tira pieces bear inscriptions celebrating victory, unity, freedom, and national reconstruction. These messages amplify the meaning behind the coin, transforming it into a statement piece that reflects the spirit of a nation rising after war. Collectors treasure these inscriptions because they encapsulate the mood of an era filled with courage, rebuilding, and hope. The photographic rarity of the time contributes to the coin's uniqueness. Because images of Grant were not as widely reproduced as modern presidential photos, engravers had to rely on limited references. This resulted in a variety of artistic interpretations, each of which carries its own distinct charm. Collectors love these differences. As they make each coin visually unique, some of the most valuable pieces feature stunning double-sided designs, with one side showcasing Grant's portrait and the other displaying powerful national symbols like eagles, shields, flags, or laurels. These artistic combinations tell a story with just two images, capturing leadership on one side and national pride on the other. It's this poetic balance that makes the pieces unforgettable. Even heavily worn Grant medals can hold significant value. The wear itself tells a story. The countless hands that held it, the pockets it traveled in, the years it survived. Collectors often say that every scratch is a memory, every dent a chapter in history. Worn or mint, each piece remains a valuable survivor of a bygone era. As numismatics evolves, technology allows experts to study Grand Tira coins more deeply. High-resolution imaging, digital microscopy, and metallurgical testing reveal details once invisible to the naked eye. These discoveries sometimes lead to the identification of new varieties variations, so rare that collectors rush to acquire them the moment they hit the market. The influence of Ulysses Grant coins extends beyond collectors. They inspire historians, artists, teachers, and even filmmakers who seek to capture the essence of the 19th century. Their presence in media and educational material increases public interest, which in turn boosts market demand. A single documentary or article can ignite a surge of new collectors entering the field. Older families, who own Grand Tira memorabilia, often store them in secret, fearing damage or theft. These hidden treasures rest quietly in vaults, safes, and secure boxes, waiting for the right moment to emerge. When they do surface, auctions become electrifying, and collectors worldwide compete fiercely for the chance to own them. The rarity and secrecy around these pieces make every auction appearance a major event. In recent years, as more people become aware of the massive value hidden in old coins, a new wave of amateur collectors has emerged. They search through old boxes, estate sales, and antique markets, hoping to stumble upon a rare grant piece. This surge of enthusiasm creates lively conversations, online communities, and passionate debates about varieties, conditions, and the history behind each piece. The legacy of Grand Tira coins proves that value is not just about metal, it's about meaning. These pieces symbolize a nation healed, a leader honored, and a history preserved. Every time a collector holds one, they feel the weight of time, the echoes of the past, and the thrill of discovering a relic that survived more than a century. Ultimately, the enduring charm of Ulysses S. Grant presidential coins comes from their rarity, their history, their artistry, and the dreams they inspire. They remind us that fortune can hide in the smallest place, inside an old drawer, in a dusty attic, or in a forgotten box of keepsakes. For those lucky enough to find one, the reward is far greater than money. It is the privilege of owning a piece of America's soul.